Hello, and we are back for Allies of Justice Week 5. And we're back with the bear that is out of hibernation.
I don't know where it would be.
He'd be on the other
Hey
side.
guys.
Yeah. I'm trying to do this, but I don't know which way it would be. One way.
Isn't that different for every person?
How's everybody's week been?
Okie dokie.
And fucking tastic.
Yeah.
Anything exciting happen with you guys?
No.
I started working.
Oh, congratulations.
I'm 20 now.
Now I can finally afford to click that donate button you have on your page.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
your birthday happened.
You have a
I
birthday.
saw the
Happy
notification
birthday.
on my Skype.
Yeah.
I
Thank
don't know
you.
if I got a notification on my Skype. I don't usually check Skype during the week.
Oh, I
I
know
can't
some
think that
people
it's
that don't check
complicated.
Skype during the week.
Yeah, I'd say. Piece of shit.
That boy, was he embarrassed.
Oh my god.
Some
God
people.
forbid you would do something so simple as checking Skype during the week since you're in a part of a group.
I'd say. Fuck
I
you
know.
for not
It's
checking
not
Skype.
his real name. Could you not use his real name?
Philip.
I love the just.
Philip.
So anything else happen with anybody's weeks?
Today, I had the single greatest comeback in MOBA history. It was amazing. It was beautiful. I wish I had saved the video of it because it would have went viral. In Paragon, my team was down, terribly so. Like, all of our towers were gone. Our core was being damaged. We were at like 35%. And like the rest of my team were like way under level and way underfed. And I was like, come on, guys, we got this. And then I just went into like full on coach mode. I just like started typing up a storm. I was like, all right, you guys do this, you guys do that. Stay safe, don't feed, protect our lanes, and then we'll counter on the other push. I led my team to victory. It was amazing. And I never felt so proud in Paragon.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. Congratulations.
Yep. It took me an hour and 15 minutes. But I don't
Now you need
care.
some leadership skills to succeed in this game.
Of course. All right, so this is what's going to happen, guys. They're going to send a minion wave down left lane. We'll block it and slowly start a push on right lane, and when they switch to counter there, we'll go straight through the middle.
Hey, don't put
Oh,
a
the
foot
old
too
left,
far
right,
ahead on
Vicky.
that plan.
One of us can't fight those ants.
Yeah, we're going to have trouble stomping on them.
I slept. That's my biggest accomplishment.
Yeah.
It's always a good accomplishment.
Yeah.
Need to sleep
Just
to
slept all
survive.
week.
I
Yeah.
invested 64 hours of my week into Dark and Light. You guys played it? Pretty fun.
Not
If you
really-
decide to play it, you should join Asian Night 3 server. I got you back.
I'm assuming you're invested.
The game's only been out for like, what, 5 days? 6?
What? Dark and Light?
Yeah. You've already
Yeah,
spent
dude.
60
Like
hours?
just a week. Yeah, just a week.
Wow.
I've got 64 hours in the fucking game, man. I've got a simple wooden house. Fucking sweet. Oh shit. I'm pulling it in, man. I've built a world for myself.
This guy. Well, good for you. Congratulations, man.
This guy. Such a sincere congratulations from you, Andrew.
It was sincere.
Andrew's such a sincere guy.
Always.
He just like.
Never joking.
Anyway, what about the other two losers? What did you guys do?
And that's essentially it for them. Dark and Light and
I meant you.
I'm pretty sure the other one's
Anthony.
hosting the game right now.
No, she was talking about you and Anthony.
Yeah.
well, other than the birthday, that's it.
Oh, happy birthday.
You didn't
I
do
got
anything?
you
Yeah.
to be a paraplegic, so congrats.
Did you go out? You get drunk? What'd you do, man?
I just
How old
went
are you?
to
Are you 22 now? 24? 28? 29? What's the age?
20.
20? Oh, you're a young fella.
Yeah.
Damn. Did you get
Yeah, I'm a
drunk
youngin'.
at least?
Nope. I
Yes.
went out and watched a movie.
What?
You got an alibi.
You got an alibi. That's right. You got an alibi. I like that. It's great. We'll think of that next time.
All right, enough of this nonsense.
Movie.
Let's go ahead and get back into this.
Bad.
All right, let's do it.
So, who wants to do the recap?
I'll do it.
Yes. Yes. Do the recap.
Please don't.
Yeah, let Kate do it.
So who's doing it?
It's Kate.
It's best if I don't.
Okay.
No,
right.
let the others do it. I have a shit memory.
Okay. Should I do it?
Everything.
I'll do it if
You did it last
no.
time, though.
I don't mind doing it. Recap for all of you who are joining us today and yet to see the episode of last time or have seen it and need a refresher. This is the basic gist of what happened in our last episode. Last week we started off our campaign where we ended the week before with our party having defeated a were-rabbit to their knowledge. The beast laid slain on the ground in a mangled mess of blood and gore, and while our party debated over what to do with their young fallen friend's body, they eventually came to a decision to split the party, which is always the best decision. Let me recommend that every single time you can do it. Split the party. It's the greatest decision you'll ever make. I'm sorry, I can't say that with a straight face, but they decided to do that to the detriment of one of their fellow party members. But so Adze stayed behind with the remains of the rabbit, intending to continue the search for Babadook and somehow disperse the remains so that way they didn't resurrect. They were unsure of the state of the creature at that time. Crystal, along with her dear friend Kronk Kronk, love saying that name by the way, and Bear decided to return to the village where they would lay Joshua's body inside the cabin near Madame Babadook's. Babadook? All right. Upon the time that the party egressed from the situation in the forest and Adze was left attending to the beast, he attempted to dismember the beast into several smaller pieces so that way he could keep them separated. While doing so, his hands covered in the mess, he began to feel a bit sick with coursing, I want to say poisonous veins sprouting throughout his hands and eventually traveling up the course of his body. While this was happening and he was not paying attention to the situation around him, the visions were returned from the dead and attacked! But it was defeated by an ominous black bolt of darkness that seemed to eat from this forest and just waylace to the beast, eventually melting it into the beyond. And then out came the most dashing stranger you have ever met in your entire life, full of youthful good looks and handsome smelling qualities that definitely did not reek of puke or alcohol. And this man, his name was Connor Snowwalker, from the Snowwalkers of the Northern Tribes. He met young Adze and attempted to contact him, but Adze was a little bit cautious because this man smelled a lot of booze, which I deny, of course. He did not smell of booze, he smelled of flowers.
Clearly inebriated.
Clearly inebriated, but of course sober at the same time. Always sober, never inebriated. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. This man beseeched upon Adze his whereabouts and questioned him about what he was doing in the forest. In a confused state, most likely due to some mouth toxins in the air that seemed to only affect him at the time. He completely lost his track of thought and he again questioned Adze, with the conversation seemingly going nowhere for the moment until Adze himself began to fall ill. Seeing this, the stranger decided to first leave the boy because he was going to let him die. He didn't belong in the situation. He had no idea what was going on. And then, against his better judgment, he decided to take the boy to someone who might be able to save him. So he began the long trek of carrying this boy throughout the forest. And it was long and tiring, vomiting several times along the way from the exertions and not from anything else, just physical exertion. About this time, the party who had returned to the town and laid Joshua to rest, saying farewell, Crystal donning her signature and most beloved item in her entire inventory, which we have no idea with because that's a meta term, but the crown thorn with the visor, the one that was brought to her by dear old Bear and invested upon by her favorite friend Joshua. So, in his memory and in his honor, she doffed it, and it was splendid. It was beautiful. She may be bleeding from her forehead perpetually, but it's still beautiful. We'll always remember this tremendous mark of friendship. Let's have a moment of silence, please. All right, now let's just continue. With the party having decided that Joshua was laid to rest adequately, Kronk along with Bear decided to head back into the forest to find Adze, their companion, while Crystal, who was decided about something differently, forgot where she went. Someone explain. Save me.
She went to go check at Babadook's place.
Yeah, that's right. She went to go check Madame Babadook's place, see if the lady had returned or if there was any more additional information she could garner. Later, we return to the scene in the forest where the older gentleman is carrying young Adze, who's growing sick, black veins creeping along his form. He is clearly exhausted by this point, sweat dripping and vomiting, of course, on himself and Adze from the physical exertions of nothing else. When our dear party members, Kronk, as well as Bear, discover the stranger. An ensuing scuffle occurs where there's questions thrown at both sides and the man is taken captive. It is clear that there is mistrust between these two parties, and while they struggle over what to do to save Adze, Crystal eventually comes to their aid, performing some divine magics to no avail. At this point in time, the party continues to argue, like we always tend to do, when decisions are split, until eventually came to the decision to take Adze into town to a person that we believe might be able to direct us towards a healer. His name is Tide. God damn it, I forgot his name. Let me look at my notes.
No, it's Tide.
Tide.
Okay, all right, that's right. Whereupon meeting Tide discovered that he had just enough time to perform a divine and miraculous miracle in saving Adze. And so he began a long and arduous ritual invoking the gods of his worship with his religion to save this poor boy who was infected with the most ominous disease known as bile, which occurs when the thing with bile. That's right. Bile. Yeah. Am I saying that wrong? Do I sound weird when I say bile?
You sounded bow.
I'm
It's
Southern.
fine.
I can't
Continue.
help it.
It's
From the
fine.
South. Can't help it. All right. With the long, arduous battle against the bile that was coursing through the system, it turns out that Tide could eventually save young Adze, but at a cost. This cost being either a mutation or a loss of a limb. Adze, or rather I say Philip, being the boring person he is, decided to go with the loss of a limb instead of a cool-ass mutation like telekinesis. I'm still pissed at you for that. I would have taken the mutation in heart. But okay, he lost his right leg. And of course, this being the leg that he uses for everything, he's going to have a hard time. With the medical attention he got afterwards, some hours having passed, the party returned to the cabin and allowing Adze to rest until such a time as he awoke, whereupon more sober, if not completely sober, Connor and the rest of the party made amends to each other and spoke of their ongoing missions to ensure prosperity for each and every person. It's my very long-winded approach to the story.
Good job. Highly accurate. Minus the fact you forgot about Gub Gub. Gub Gub's missing.
He's not relevant.
The fuck
and
happened to Gub Gub?
I never saw him. I don't know who a Gub Gub is.
I don't know. Some bear wasn't paying attention to his
No one
goddamn
said
pet and
anything
let him
about
wander around.
What have you
Oh
guys
yeah.
done?
Gub Gub missing.
I love. Kid is freaking out right now.
What have you guys done?
Connor has no knowledge about a Gub Gub. It was never mentioned to him.
Oh yeah, Gub Gub's missing, by the way. We don't know where he is.
Which was the real reason why Crystal went to Babadook's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. just to see if he just went there to hang out.
Yeah.
Well,
Which I don't think we got an answer for that. Was he there?
who?
Gub
Gub
Gub?
Gub.
No,
Well, we never. Yeah, we never.
Yeah, we just kind of glossed
All
over that.
Yeah,
because there's things that are more important. But no, he was not.
exactly.
So, as we start up with this game, the scene opens up, as it always does, first piercing through the clouds and aiming directly for the port city of Elp, found in the continent of Arturo. The camera moving along the waves that begin to wane and break upon the shore, piercing through the sandy beaches and the occasional people walking across it. We find ourselves at the outside of Mama Babadook's dwelling. The group, minus a downtrodden Adze, stand there, relieved that he woke up, though feeling the dread and pain for the idea that Adze now has to live with. As we use this to start our scene, all four of you standing outside of the hut, closing the door on request of Adze, wishing to have some time to himself.
I have not known you for long, but I apologize for your friend's discomfort, and I hope that we can move past this. I don't know your friend very well. Do you think he'll come out of this all right? Connor says.
He'll be fine. He's a strong one.
If Adze needs, he can always ride bear. I can be Adze's legs.
That is a very commendable attitude. But in practicality, I have no idea how useful that'll be.
Oh, it's easy. You can just strap him to my back and he can ride me like a horse.
Things to be considered, no doubt.
But I'm not wearing a saddle. I hate saddles.
With the situation at hand, it brings us to a concern about our immediate future. What are we doing?
I don't know. What would you like to do?
He takes a long, hard look at you for a moment. Almost frowns like, I am in your employ, correct? Like, you want me to decide?
I mean, it's your
Bear
life.
can decide.
We could always celebrate, he says hesitantly, reaching into his pack to pull out a bottle of alcohol.
Celebrate
You are a-
for what reason?
Life and continued life. It was a
we're
very dangerous
here.
situation for your friend. He looks at Kronk in surprise, eyebrows raised. I think I like this man.
Kronk will pull out a bottle of his own, and like he'll give you his bottle.
I don't think
I'm
now
sorry. I'm
is
so
the
excited.
time.
Yes. Yes. Someone to get drunk with.
Yes, let's get drunk and lose our minds. So we wake up in the morning in a mound of flesh.
Maybe not that.
All right, fine. We don't have to get drunk.
Connor will look at you guys. If your friend, if he cannot immediately continue with his treatments, he will require rest, and most likely he will need time to adjust to his new living standard. Ooh, he told me that there may have been some concern about a woman you were searching for. I'm trying to think of the name, but my memory is fuzzy from last night.
Babadook.
Yeah, we think she's in trouble. Maybe?
Oh, she's probably dead.
Inside
I
the
don't-
forest where these creatures dwell, any number of fates could have happened to her. Maybe even one like your friend here. And he looks back over his shoulder into the house. What is your relationship with this woman, Mama Babadook?
She's our client.
A client? Yes, your friend, before he fell ill, told me that you were a company of hirees, mercenaries, I think.
Oh yes, and I'm the mascot.
There's the mascot with his lost pet.
You have lost a pet? Your
Yeah,
bear
get sad.
has a pet. He looks at Bear, confused. What is
We
it?
lost
A
our
human?
puppy.
Says in like a smile.
There's the voice. You did it.
We don't know where he is.
Where did you last see him, Bear?
He was on me, and then he left. I
That
don't
brings
know.
It brings up doubts about having Adze on you. If things on you just happen to disappear all the time.
Normally, he was
Of course,
very
before the
trustworthy.
Connor
I
scratches
don't know
his
about
brain.
that, Bear. I don't think he was trustworthy at all.
Could your friend, he looks at first at Kronk and then checks his head, your pets have fled in the ensuing battle with the Were of it or the Ruin Net?
Oh no, he's very brave.
Yes.
Well, he
I-
says,
I don't agree with that.
taking Bear's word with a grain of salt at the looks of disapproval from you two, he'll say, well, brings up more questions and most likely a course of action for those of us who are able. Are we going to search for this creature or the woman, or are we going to attend to Adze in his time of need? What are we
I
doing?
think we should wait. I think we should wait for Adze. I don't think we should go off without him.
Well, there could be weeks of recovery. It takes
Adze
time
needs
to
his
adjust
rest,
to a
but
loss like this.
Babadook has a time limit. For all we know.
Crystal, why can't you just heal Adze? It would save so much time.
I don't know if there's anything I can do for this, Bear.
As
Just
she's-
wave your magic stick.
As she says this, and like the conversation comes up to this, you guys take like small looks and towards the cabin while bringing the subject of Adze's condition to like mind. Moving through the cabin, Adze, describe what you're doing as you're sitting on the small cot that they made for you. The bloodied stump, the bloodied stump of a leg in front of you, and the thin walls of Mama Babadook's cot covering you from the morning's or the evening sun.
Well, I don't want to do any other stressful activity on this leg, considering I might have just opened up the wound again. I'm gonna take a spot just to. Actually, no, I'm gonna make a listen, see if the snake is back for one thing. That was a 13.
The only thing you hear is their conversations start to lead towards your condition.
My face sours. So, on this cot, like, how far is it off the ground?
You're on the ground.
I'm on the ground. Okay. So it's not like a mattress that's kind of elevated.
No.
Okay.
Wing bootleg over here.
I'm gonna try to
STK.
make my way. Oh, so I know I need to change my name. Don't worry about that. I'm gonna try and make my way over to my bow and try to see if I can use it to stand up. Use it kind of like a walking stick just to get myself out this room and out the door.
So, the simple acts of doing this finds much difficulty in the process. While you move towards your bow, grabbing hold of it and placing it firmly on the ground. Getting used to how your leg is now, trying not to put pressure on the stump to cause any further injury to the bleeding area. You look down and start to concentrate to get yourself on, well, the only foot you got left. Go ahead and roll a balance with a... Let's say this is going to be at a difficulty of... very hard, so that's going to be a minus 15.
Oh boy. Okay. 1.
As you try to get off the ground, you get halfway up, leaning forward, your knee kind of buckling, as the bow loses its footing and careens to the side as you just tumble and hit the ground hard.
Shit! Fuck!
Um,
As you probably hear from the
Don't-
yeah,
cabin.
hearing this, Connor will turn towards the door and enter.
Yeah, I'll
Maybe-
run in.
We should euthanize Adze.
Hold up!
Oh,
Hold up! Time out!
Wait.
Time out!
I
What
missed
the-
what he said.
No, no. Someone save
said we-
this, please.
When a baby bear loses his leg, the mama bear has responsibility to eat the baby bear. Maybe we should eat Adze.
So,
I'm just,
explaining the scene, what happens, you open the door and looking at Adze in a fetal position, holding on to his stub that he just knocked again. The bow flung across the distance of the room and placed directly at the end of the door as you kind of sweeped it across the ground. While taking in the scene, the two of you, Con and Crystal, just from behind, Bear makes this statement that puts both of you at pause. As you don't believe what he says at first before going into detail.
God. Con immediately rolls around to look at Bear and he says, "Is this not your travel companion? Are you so compassionless?"
Oh yeah, this is why I suggested it, because if it was just any baby bear, I wouldn't actually mind. But it seems like we should help him.
we can help him. I'm gonna run over to Adze and see if I can help him out.
Yeah. Connor will turn to help and do that, but he's looking over his shoulder talking to Bear. He'll say, "Your friend has an adjustment to make. One that will change his life, no doubt. But he is not suffering to an extent where he needs to be euthanized."
Although I am suffering to an extent that I could really use some healing on this bloody stump as I point down to it. Probably.
Connor immediately turns.
Bleeding even
Shut
more.
up! I'm not talking to you.
Oh,
Looks
sorry.
like-
Crystal,
I look over to Crystal, who's helping me up. Can you please help me with that?
Crystal, if you
Yo,
try to
I'm
bite Adze, you should go for the neck. It'll be faster.
Bear, please shut up.
There.
Connor looks up to the skies like he can't believe what's
Thanks.
happening, and he says,
I know
and he
it's not
turns to
gonna
Crystal.
actually do any help, but
Hmm.
I love you, Adze.
Yeah, you're
Bear,
alright.
how about come with me? We'll have a talk. Just me and you.
Okay, I probably
Uh,
shouldn't watch this anyway.
No, you should not.
I'll miss you, Adze.
oh my
Why is he
god.
touching me like that as I look over to Crystal?
I don't know. We're not gonna let anything happen to you. You're gonna be okay, all right?
Kind of looks at you, and I cannot promise that this will be an easy path or that everything will turn out fine for you. I can promise you my assistance.
Gonna.
I need a actual walking stick if I'm gonna be able to move around.
I'm gonna hand him my staff that's almost broken. I'm gonna say, this one's almost out of uses. I have another one. Use this. You can have it.
Is
I don't know.
something-
Would a staff be?
Yeah.
I mean, I think a cane would be better because you have to lean on that instead of a staff that's like.
Well,
I
it's
don't
better than
know.
a bow.
Sorry.
It's better
Would
than a
it be
bow.
okay?
Yeah, better than bow. Yeah,
Here,
I'll use the
just
staff
use it
for now. Thank you. So how much does that staff weigh?
Oh, 10? I thought.
Let me see. It. Uh. I don't know. How much does it weigh?
It was 8.
Does it? 8.
Okay. Alright, so let's see here. I guess I would probably have to put it down if I'm going to start fighting, otherwise I'd be over encumbered.
About fighting.
Oh no, I don't like the sound
Well,
of that.
we'll have to see. I kind of assumed I would start to, do some bow work at some point during this session to see exactly how bad it's going to be. So we can leave that till later.
So the camera leaves this scene and moves with the 2 that are walking away.
Do you think it's done yet?
I don't think it'll be done for a while.
Oh, I
Look.
hope he doesn't suffer.
Look, Bear, we need to talk. It's about your job in our company.
Oh yes, I'm the mascot. I know my responsibilities.
Yeah. What are your responsibilities?
Oh, I just gotta keep my hair and fur looking nice and oiled. I lick it every day, you know.
Good. And what about Gub Gub? What are your responsibilities with him?
I feel bad about Gub Gub. We should look for him as soon as Ajay is better. I'm sure he'll come back soon. Gub Gub's a good boy.
Yeah. About Gub Gub, what happens if Gub Gub ran away and you can't find him? What are you gonna do about him?
Oh no, that won't happen. I'll definitely find Gub Gub.
Yeah. How are you gonna find Gub Gub?
He'll probably come back to me.
Where do you think he would go?
He did say that he wanted to stay at the house and build a door. Maybe he's building a door.
Let's hope. But anyways, I think Adze wants to stay alive, you know?
Oh, I definitely want Ajay to stay alive too. It's such a shame.
Yeah, so we're gonna help Adze the best we can to make him,
Feel
not
less
remember.
pain.
Yeah. I want you to do me a favor, all right?
Oh, I don't want to kill Ajay.
No. That's Crystal's job. She's our healer. She'll make the decision, okay?
Okay.
All right. I want you. Can you promise me this, Bear? Look at me, Bear.
I'm looking.
You promise. Don't talk about his missing leg.
But if he's dead, he can't hear me.
Only if that happens. But if he's alive, then he can hear you, you know?
I'll try it. But what if it comes up in conversation?
Pretend you don't know about it.
So just pretend like he has two legs, even though he only has one leg.
Yeah, and then he can't walk very well.
Well, then what am I supposed to do with this hat?
That goes on his head, not his leg.
I have a hat.
Did we ever do I'd say one?
Can you post in here?
Post what?
I can't post in there.
You could just describe it if you can't.
Okay, it's a hat. It's a hat, and it says. It's a cap. It says amputation story, $50. I'll post it in Skype.
Oh my god, that was an actual hat!
So, moving on. While you two stand talking, back at the cot, a subtle rapping on the door catches your attention to the front of the cot. Excuse me. Is this Miss Dukes?
Connor will look over to Crystal for confirmation.
I'll walk over to the door. This is Miss Babadooks. She's not here right now.
So as you make your way to the door, you see a woman with long black hair and wearing full plate armor with a crimson red cape with yellow tassels underneath, like a yellow dress against her leggings. A sword sheathed to her side, and looking like someone that isn't from Arturo, and probably another person that just recently came off a boat or something. As she looks to you, rather confused. Oh, well then. Are you here in placement in regards to lodging?
Lodging. We're...
Connor steps up to Crystal's side and he will say, you're here for lodging, are you?
Correct.
He takes a look around and he says,
Philip,
I'm afraid we can't really help you.
Say it again, Philip, you froze.
Me?
Not Philip, Say it again, Andrew, you froze.
I froze.
Yeah,
the going rate for lodging in these parts is 2 gold per night.
Do I hear this?
Maybe.
It's hard not to.
Probably. It's not like a
Babadook's hut is
whisper.
not very large to not.
Okay.
Get to the abilities.
I shout over their shoulders, well, kind of over their shoulders, kind of between their legs. Miss Babadook isn't in. I'm actually fairly certain that the lodging is, in fact, 2 gold, but I feel like I think that is the actual rate from what I remember. But she's not in right now, and I don't know when she'll be back.
Yes, Connor says, he looks over his shoulder to you. He says, yes, Adze, and he gives you like a pointed look. We know she's not in right now. And then he'll turn back. The going rate is 2 gold per night, ma'am.
But don't give the gold to us. I say you hold on to that gold until the actual owner comes back. We're not employees of her.
Connor turns around, he looks at you, throws his hands up. He says, at least write down how many nights you stay. Put it on a chalkboard or something. I don't know. He turns around
She
and
begins
grumbles.
to eye you guys while standing here. And what is of the late madam, then, if you do not work for her, yet find yourselves inside her home? Looking at you all questioningly at this point.
We're
She's
not
probably dead by
sure.
now, from what I've heard.
Shut up. We don't know that.
Oh, that's what the freaking Crag Dweller said. You heard him. He was talking bad things. He does not expect her
It
to
was
live.
Bear, and no one listens to him anyway.
Well,
And we don't know where she is. We're
Yes.
trying to look for her until we ran into some problems. We're
As-
still going to look for her.
as Adze kind of waves his hand and points down at his leg. Yes, if you know Tide, I'm fairly certain that while I was out, he put us up in this hut in order to help me rest after a little ordeal.
I have no knowledge of anyone in this place. And as far as I'm concerned, your reasons of being here seem to be shown of suspect. As, like you were talking about her being dead and whatnot, you noticed her hands already, like, rested on the hilt of her sword out of her own self-defense. Being a little more
Meh.
cautious of you guys at this point.
Ma'am,
I'm
for,
not doing
Look,
anything.
ma'am,
you
for
can go
our-
ask Tide. He basically is the leader of this town, and he'll vouch for us. We
I know
didn't
no
harm
Tide.
Miss Pop.
Okay.
You can
Well,
go
Connor
look
looks
for
at you
him.
guys. Why do you have to prove yourselves to this woman? Who is she? He looks at you guys like, you guys know who she is.
As he just kind of puts up his hand for a second, just like, can I speak for a second?
Sure, go
Okay.
ahead.
Ma'am, I don't know your name, but just like for the sake of argument, say that we are, ne'er-do-wells who have taken residence in her hut after her untimely disappearance. What exactly do you think I would have done as I'm motioning to my situation? Like, are you honestly saying that you are cautious of this?
I'm
I guess
more
I'm gonna
than
roll
cautious
diplomacy.
of someone of your like and ilk.
Can I
Being
roll
the fact
diplomacy?
that there's already notice of individuals
Connor
Lurking.
scoffs and he says,
with
because he's Matawallan. What is this? Poor shit. He looks at her with a strange look.
Connor, can you please be quiet? You're not helping.
She's the one who doesn't like her Matawallan friend, and he gestures over to Edze.
Look, you're really not making this any better. Look, I understand that you find this suspicious, but I can promise you it's not anything bad. We're trying to find her, but something bad happened to our friend here, and we're trying to make sure he's okay before we go looking for her again.
I need Adze to roll diplomacy. Anthony, mute your mic and your cam's off.
That's 13. Did not roll well.
She looks at you with a hardened glare. Ooh, my tongue today. Her hands not leaving the hilt of her rapier. Let it be known that I have an eye on all of you. The Gank Brothers' activity here is too active, and I am aware of their leader being one without a limb.
I'm sorry, the what? Can you please repeat
Connor
that?
turns to look at Adze for a strange moment, like he suspects you're the man for a reason. And then he's like, oh, yeah, you lost it last night. And so shakes his head.
Oh my gosh. Huh. The Gank Brothers? Who's that?
She looks at you suspiciously, because obviously she already threw the shade on you at first. Though, as you say that, and your air shows someone that seems completely oblivious, her eyes would lighten as she would exhale, removing her hand from her sword finally. You have eyes of someone that doesn't seem like you can tell many lies.
I really can't. I am a horrible liar.
Then I'll take you on your word for now. As for my name, it's Kala Stoneheart, daughter of the fourth. Yes, that's my tongue today. The fourth. Wow.
You can do it.
Of the fourth admiral of the glory ship Alexandra.
All right, so
Stoneheart.
can you write that down, please?
Yeah.
Calasandra, daughter of... I'm just going to call her Khaleesi. No.
Kala Stoneheart.
Kala Stoneheart.
All right, that's their name.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much.
Daughter of the fourth admiral of
Something.
something. Alright, just call us Stoneheart. At least we know that name. Alright, Miss Stoneheart. Nice to meet you. I'm Adze Ingal.
Oh, I can just... Yeah.
Anyone else gonna introduce themselves?
Hold on, I'm still writing my notes, man. Give me a moment. It's
My
important
name is
information.
Crystal. My name is Crystal Talman.
Connor looks over at the woman and he says, I am Connor Snowwalker from the northern tribes of the Snowwalker village.
Well met, she says with a bow, showing her nobility and her movements.
I bow too, but I get up to shake your hand, but
Yeah.
Connor will just wave.
Well, then I'll leave you to it, she says as she turns, inclining her head, using her cloak to kind of wrap herself over before walking and heading towards the pier, it seems.
quick question though before you leave.
She stops, her head turning.
So this guy, this amputee, is he missing a leg?
My sources don't say much, but he's missing a limb.
Okay.
And he is deemed to be dangerous.
Missing a limb and deemed to be dangerous. Should probably check up on exactly how he manages that. But thank you. Be on your way. Tide, by the way, is the chief of the village. If you're new here, you probably want to talk to him.
I'll take your words with weight.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and try the oranges. They're great.
Oh my god.
And with that, she crunches on every iron step, sinking into the sand, echoing in the distance.
Connor will turn back to the inside of the house. He looks at Anthony. We could have gotten gold.
Not,
We're not,
it's
we're
not
not
right
here
to,
to
do that,
swindle people, Connor.
He looks at you. My coffers are running low. I could use some more money.
We'll get some more money as we do different jobs and start working things out. We'll build something here. By the way, where are you from exactly? Because I don't think you're from around here.
Hold on.
Oh,
So once you get to that point, Bear and Kronk, you walk back to the cabin, catching eye of the armored woman as she leaves and heads her way to the pier.
Wow. Her clothes look heavy.
She must be stronger than you to wear all those.
Oh,
love
I
bears
doubt
so
that.
just saying this out loud.
I love Bear so much.
There's my favorite.
So we'll open the door to the cabin and we'll see. Kerfuffle. Like, who is that lady?
Just something nobility, air pompous lady.
Colin Stoneheart, she's a daughter of an admiral, apparently.
What he said. She also doesn't like Mata Wallens very much.
I think it was more for my stone she was looking at. But
She
again,
doesn't
so-
like the disabled. This woman.
apparently.
Scoffs.
But Connor, as I was asking, where exactly are you from?
He says, I am from the northern tribes, specifically in a land north of the... Let me look at the maps.
So from what he's telling me, I would know that he's Kalevala. Like that's like a general
Yes,
thing.
I am Kalevala from the northern tribes. There you go.
Okay. All right. And why exactly are you over here
Basically,
then?
tell that just from their color.
I don't know.
like,
Can I? Because I mean, like general humans can be anything. So
That's true. True. When you ask why he's here, he kind of looks and he says, scratches his head a little bit. I am here for several reasons. Mainly to acquire knowledge on some personal things. I seek to understand the curse. But for now, I am traveling because I am unable to return home.
sorry about that. I kind of left my home for different reasons, but guess we're all kind of people without a place to go back to, kind of.
You see Connor kind of like look at you, his eyes a little bit misty, not exactly like he's, but just like he understands. He says, "This is why I celebrate so often."
I'd suggest celebrating a little less because that first meeting with you, no offense, was physically taxing. Let's try and keep alcohol on the low and save it for special occasions.
Connor looks at you pointedly. He says, "Carrying you through that forest was physically exerting. I think I puked up my
It
guts
almost
trying to
got
get
you
halfway
killed
to
as
the-"
well.
Yeah, he looks at me. Yeah. No, it's... I thought I was going to cough up my lungs by the end of that.
It probably would have been better if you weren't inebriated, but in any case, I need to fix this. As I look down to my leg,
Connor looks
I
at
need to
you.
practice.
Fix it.
I need to practice with this. Can someone help me just get around back? I maybe like set up a couple dummies or something. I want to see exactly how well my bow skills are going to be.
Oh.
What time
I'll
is
help
it?
you.
It's getting into late afternoon.
Connor will go over to Edzay and he'll lean down to help him up.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Like-
I will too. I'll help him.
You might want to wait on doing that right now. It's getting a little late.
Why not? Why should I wait?
I remember the first time you were back there and bunch of ants.
I'd assume we'd sure to be keeping track of what's happening on the ground.
You would assume
Yeah, I would
But-
assume, but
for your
I
own
need
safety.
I need to figure this out because I'm useless otherwise.
Hi, useless.
I'm useless otherwise. Can someone please help me get out?
Connor will start the walk with you.
Alright, hobbling along.
I will too.
Someone grab my bow, please, as I point over to it on the other side of the room, as well
Yeah,
as my
I'll carry
arrows.
that.
Thanks.
I'll carry those for you.
Thanks.
So once again, the rest of them leave you and Bear at kind of an impasse. You wanting him not to go out, but he wanting another thing. Trying to prove himself to be more of than just wait to be brought along.
Speaking of that, how much does Edzay weigh?
Enough to matter.
My constitution is 7.
Is that considered how much people weigh?
No, but yes, you would be encumbered carrying him if you're carrying all his weight, but he is
I'm
walking
just
with
thinking
you.
like
You're not
like
carrying
if
him, you're walking with him.
yeah, I know. I'm just saying, but like I'm just thinking about something like if a situation does occur, right, and we have to like carry him so that way we can get out of something
It will
fast.
not end well.
Yeah.
I believe Bear would be able to, wouldn't he?
It will not
Yeah.
end well for any of you.
Will not end well for any of us.
Oh.
That's good to know. Yay!
Yeah.
Fair
Oh,
and
carrying
dispensively. Is it done yet?
Speaking out
No,
from behind
no.
the ants, is it done? I can't look.
Remember that's Crystal's job.
Oh.
She'll decide when it's ready.
Oh yeah, I remember. Hey Edzay, why are you laying in bed?
Yeah.
Put on some shoes.
It's
They're not in the bed.
bed.
Yeah, we just left.
Oh, okay. Edzay, why do you walk so slowly now?
Oh my god.
And just going to ignore that as we walk out of the hut.
That's probably the worst thing you could have done, Kronk.
Hey,
Hey,
it's better than talking
Edzay,
about it directly.
both of your legs look really beautiful today.
Yes, this is the best thing, Kronk. This is way better.
What?
Hey, I'm not there. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my god. That's so.
So
That's
while
like-
being almost high school bullied on your way trying to get a area to set up to practice your shooting, we're going to take a break.
God.
So, thank you guys for watching. We're going to be back in about 15 to 10 minutes. Use this the time to use the restroom, get something to eat, all that jazz, and yeah. See you guys then.
Oh my
Peace.
I'm gonna get a cut of watermelon.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be horrible.